Welcome, everybody. We welcome you back to our EveRated.co series on reputation management. And today we welcome back Denny Basham of Subsilio Consulting to talk with us about what is reputation marketing. Now, that's a little bit different than last time we talked, Denny. We talked about reputation management. So you were the first one that ever mentioned this term to me, and I was so excited because it really explains. Why don't I let you explain to the audience what is reputation marketing?
Sure. I mean, the first thing is I've got my little handy dandy cheat sheet here. That's the first thing, right? And this circle really does explain it all. And inside that circle, well, I guess the first thing I'll say is reputation marketing is a combination of brand marketing back in the day and reputation management together. Okay. So those things together are what we call reputation marketing. And so reputation management's just a little piece of that. It's one of the four quadrants, just one of them. Okay. And we also look at it, we consider reputation marketing very proactive, making sure you're actively getting great reviews to create a proactive shield against any possible negative reviews that might come out there, right?
I love the term of shield. That's great.
Proactive shield, because, you will get negative reviews if you're visible enough, if you have enough customers, if you're getting reviews, it's going to happen. We call them poo-poo heads that just won't let the negative review, they won't get rid of them no matter what you do. You can give it away for free, the best customer service ever. It could be a solid gold bar, and they'd be like, well, it was a little too heavy. I just like that.
Yeah. Those, stars, right? What is that you call them again?
They're poo-poo heads.
Okay.
They just won't, no matter what you do, they won't get rid of the negative review they leave out there. No matter what you do, they're just not happy. It's a very small percentage, fortunately, of people. Most people are reasonable, but those are people. So you have to have a lot of great reviews to combat those possible negative reviews. Smart. A lot of people look at reputation management as this reactive thing. Oh, no, I got a negative review. Mm-hmm. How do I get rid of it? Well, if you're at that stage, it's kind of too late. You need to have built up that reputation over time, right? Yeah. Yes. You have to train your staff. You have to make sure they're aware of customer service, aware of how to ask for reviews, aware of even how to get a review on Google Plus. Mm-hmm. They have a Gmail account, send them to Google Plus. If they're regular Yelpers, send them there. If they use Facebook, that's kind of our default third site to send people to. So staff has to know how to ask for reviews. Mm-hmm. They have to know what happens if someone leaves negative feedback or threatens negative feedback. What do you do in those situations? So once you've established a culture, trained staff, then you can start building your reviews. And so that's where we have tools and systems and technologies, first of all, to make sure that if someone leaves something negative, we don't want it all over the internet. Mm-hmm. We want to capture it and encapsulate it right there. Yeah, so we have what we call a feedback page. Yeah. So it's customized for the business. And we typically put surveys at the top as well, so that we can ask a couple questions. Then we start off with showing 5 stars. How was your experience? Tell us more about this, right? If they go below 3 stars, it doesn't send them to the internet. No buttons pop up sending them out to Google or Yelp or wherever.
Oh,
right?
Cool.
But we still know about it. Yes. And we're going to send them down a different path.
Mm-hmm. You can address them, contact them, deal with it. Yeah.
And you want to right away get in touch with them, correct the issue, make sure that they're heard. People want to be listened to, right? Yes. So that's when it's almost customer damaging. We're kind of getting away from the word negative feedback. It's customer damaging feedback, business damaging feedback. Oh, you don't want it online.
Right. So you have this site that you create for the business that lets them start a survey, 1 or 2 questions, and then start to leave feedback. And then based on which star they pick, it directs them a different path.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. And it literally, they pick 4 or 5 stars. It's going to send them out to whatever pages you choose for that location. Different parts of your business you may have a business location in Denver, one in Omaha, one in Israel. Who knows where your business locations might be? And they all have different Google Plus pages, different Yelp pages. Maybe in Israel, no one uses Yelp. Maybe you send them to Facebook and Yahoo and Bing. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Right? Maybe it's different. So depending on what location it's different as well. And you send them to the 4 or 5 stars, go out to the internet directly, repost. We already copy what you said. So you can paste it right into Google Plus and be ready to go.
That is really sweet. I have to learn more about that. And I love what you said about sending them where they want to be. So you allow people to leave feedback someplace they're comfortable with. Like you wouldn't want someone to have to create a Facebook page to leave you a rating.
Right.
Create a Gmail account. So how do you offer the different options?
Yeah, so really it's just we have 3 buttons down at the bottom. Once it's 4 or 5 stars that pop up that are the location, the Google Plus site, Yelp site, Facebook site for that location.
Awesome.
And when they click leave feedback, it sends them right there, right? And there's a lot of other things in between we can do, videos we can play, all kinds of stuff, right? But that's the core of the system. I think that's really critical. Never, ever, 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 ever send someone directly to Google or Yelp or Facebook to leave a review unless you know what they're going to say.
Yeah.
It's like a loaded gun. I see this in restaurants all the time. They have a Yelp symbol there, and their website pages have direct links to Yelp or Google Plus. Hey, go here and leave us a review. It's like handing someone a loaded gun and saying, please pull the trigger. I don't know if the bullet's going to fire or not. Right?
Oh, that's a good analogy. Yeah, don't play Russian roulette with your reputation.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't play Russian roulette with your reputation because there are poo-poo heads that might put the gun at you,
that
right?
like to do that. I love that too. Because that is definitely something as a grandmother with little ones running around. Yeah, I know that term, and they come up with it by themselves. So
yeah, exactly. This is one of the things. By the way, this is one of the things we've learned that you may not hear anywhere else. Like everyone focuses a lot on getting great reviews. We want to see it out there on third-party sites. Mm-hmm. That's one of the cores of reputation marketing, right? However, finding out about negative feedback is very important.
Yes, so for your business.
It's huge. So I'll give you a story because you like the stories.
I love stories.
Right? So there's an RV dealership that we work with, and that RV dealer used to have paper surveys that they would have customers fill out at delivery or when they come in for service or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So first question you think about as a business owner, do you think if an employee just messed up really bad with a customer, they're going to give them a survey?
No.
They're not.
No.
Second thing, if that employee hands the survey, the customer fills out the paper survey, employee looks at it, it's kind of negative. Guess where the survey is going?
Trash can.
Trash can, yeah. Right? Yeah. So what happened is we put that system in place for feedback, and actually we started bypassing them. We sent out emails directly to thousands of customers and past customers to find out what their experience was. We ended up with a lot being 50 plus negative feedbacks that were encapsulated not on the internet, and we found all kinds of problems.
System. And you got to, that's a really good point, because if you're relying on your employees, which is your customer facing people, to collect those, and it says, Kathy was horrible to me, I can't believe she talked to me like that, why in the world would I turn that in?
I'm never going to turn it as an employee, but as a manager, as executive, I want to know. As a business owner, I want to know what happened so I can correct it. And so that person is heard as well, and doesn't go online and leave it on Google or Yelp directly. Because that's how you end up. Someone's mad. They're not heard. It's never addressed. They get, they're technologically savvy. They go on Google or Yelp and they find your page and leave negative feedback. That's how you end up with negative feedback. I mean, the other thing we do too is once someone leaves feedback, we want to make sure they leave it on a third-party site. So like Google, Yelp, wherever, right? So that review needs to get out there. We do send them there right when they click leave feedback. However, a lot of people abandon right there. Oh, we're done. So then we send follow-up emails and even phone calls now. Hey, thanks for the great feedback. Is there anything we can do to help you? We're in a contest trying to get 5 more positive reviews on this site. Puts their review in there. They left, so they don't have to retype anything.
Wow.
Puts the links in for that location, so they can just click it and leave the review. So that's another huge thing.
Oh, this makes me want to get in there and just play with all the possibilities. This is really cool.
There's a lot of ways to go, right?
Yeah, technology is amazing. I mean, if Google can know what size underwear I wear, which is really spooky, by the way, then you should be able to know what feedback I was going to leave for you.
So I should Google cat underwear size? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, if I go somewhere to look, it pops up the ads in the right size. And I'm like, oh, this is just too much information.
It's kind of funny. We get that retargeting a lot, too. Like, we're looking for our client.
Yeah.
Looking at something, I'm like, I'm not really interested in cat food. Okay, like it was not for me. The retargeting is hilarious, but yeah. And then one more final piece on the feedback side, like from a negative feedback, we also want to make sure that they're heard, and then we even want to maybe make special offers to them. So think if you're a hair salon, right? Someone comes in and gives you a 1-star feedback.
Yeah.
that's probably pretty bad. That means I'm never coming back again. I don't like you anymore.
Hey, cut all my hair off. Yeah.
That's what happened to me.
It happens.
What can I do, right? So, in that case, for that customer, we want to send them a free coupon. Hey, come in for a free haircut.
Yeah.
3 stars, different. That's kind of negative, but not huge. It's more neutral. Maybe they get a $25 coupon. So the system, once again, depends on what type of feedback they left as to what kind of email follow-up we're going to do. We don't want to request the 1 to 3 stars to leave anything on third-party sites, but we want to make sure they get something that makes them come back. So,
yeah, they get a chance. Griff, Uncle Griff on eBay, I think he's one of their very first customer service replies. He actually talks about this a lot when he talks about eBay feedback. And this is more specific to eBay versus others. But he said, I think of negative feedback, and that's what they term it as an opportunity. If I can get out there and make that person happy, they'll come back and spend more money. Whereas a lot of sellers are like, okay, fine, go away. I don't ever want to sell to you again. But as a business, you can't do that.
And really you have to do, and speaking of eBay or Amazon, you really have to do whatever it takes to get that feedback removed if possible. We just had someone left feedback, once again, the RV dealer we work with. Mm-hmm. So there was a huge fire drill. Someone left negative feedback. Actually, it got to the internet. They went around it. What happened is that first feedback didn't get addressed. Something happened. They didn't contact them quick enough. They waited too long. A couple weeks later, this person goes directly on Google and leaves negative review out there, right? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, fire drill ensues, and then whatever we have to do to fix it, we're going to do, Yeah. It just reminds me of, have you heard of the Nordstrom tire story?
No, I'd love to. I love stories.
I love this story. So Nordstrom back in the day, first of all, let me establish that Nordstrom's policy, like Costco and some really other great companies, you don't need a receipt. You can return it. If it's broken, we'll give you your money back, right? No matter what. It's the same with LLB. Your backpack from 20 years ago, we'll replace it. You send it back, we'll replace it, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
So Nordstrom has a similar policy. And so no matter what, no questions asked, the employees are empowered, right? This does come back to all your employees are leaders. You have those kind of employees, if they're trained the right way, fantastic. So anyway, Nordstrom, the store where the new Nordstrom store was located used to be a tire store, right? No one at Nordstrom knows this, right? But so this is a classic story every Nordstrom person hears, by the way, about their culture.
Part of their training.
It is, right? So someone comes in and says, I bought these 4 tires here at this store, and I want my money back. And the employee says, great, no problem. How much was it? Oh, I don't have a receipt. How much was it? It was $500. Okay, no problem. Here's your money back. Thank you very much for shopping at Nordstrom. No questions asked. That's their policy.
Wow.
That is great customer service. And you will not get negative feedback if you do that kind of stuff. How many of you out there are willing to do that?
Oh, I don't think anybody wants to do that. I don't think Nordstrom's wants to, but they know they need to.
Well, and the story alone and the value they charge more. They're more profitable. There's people that will only shop at Nordstrom's because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it.
I think I remember that. I think I remember that story now. Isn't the key part of that the fact that Nordstrom doesn't sell tires?
They don't sell tires. This is not a tire store, right? They've never sold tires.
Well, you may not know this about me, but back in the day, years and years ago, I used to work at Woolworth, which most people have not even heard of. Woolworth, the Five and Dime.
The Five and Dime, yeah.
And we had a guy come back with these shoes that he had obviously worn for 5 or 10 years. I mean, they were falling apart, holes in the bottom. And of course, I did not have the authority at that store as the customer service person. I was the complaint lady. Yeah. I didn't have the authority to give a refund without a receipt. So I had to call my manager. My manager said, yeah, those are ours. Give him his money back.
Yeah.
I learned about customer service. I'm like, are you kidding me? And he goes, no, those are our shoes. I know. Give him his money back.
And that's kind of an outlier, right? I mean, that's...
Yeah. That only happened once the whole time I was working there.
He's a poo-poo head at some level, right?
Well, I think he was really having some mental issues that day. So
we've gotten through create and build, right? So now the next piece is marketing. And so as you build your 5-star reputation, the idea is to then market that reputation to get more customers, right? So really one of the things we do is we take all those great 5-star reviews, we repost them. Well, not immediately. We want to do 2 or 3, 4, 5 a week.
Right.
However many people want out there on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Put them on Google Plus, right? We also convert reviews to pictures, right? So that
you mean like an infographic kind of thing?
No, it's literally like here's the 5-star review. Here's what someone said. Here's their name, different colors for everyone, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that ends up on Pinterest, out there on Flickr, goes back to Google Plus, right?
Great
So once again,
idea.
that visual is huge, So
What a great idea to make just a regular, somebody left you a good review, turn it into a picture.
yeah.
Beautiful. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so we
really
do
cool.
that, and so that's another. That's a huge marketing. Of course, you want them on your website, your blog sites, wherever else you want to put them. You got to make sure they're coming from third-party sites, though. One of the things that people say, "Hey, can I take my paper reviews and put them out there on my website?" You can. First of all, my question is, do you have permission? Right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
One of the things on our feedback page is we make sure we get very good permission that says, you can use this for marketing purposes, right?
Good.
We're a real customer. That's the other thing. We're a real customer. We know you're going to capture our IP address. You're going to capture the date and time. We know all this. You can use this. So
that's why all that little fine print is on
permission,
there.
then we can use it.
Yeah, like most
There's a whole bunch of at the bottom.
They don't read that fine print, but now at least I know what it says.
We use this for marketing, right? So great. Get them on your website, but you got to have them on third-party sites because people just don't trust it.
If it's on your site, yeah.
They don't believe it. It could be gained, right? So got to be on third-party review sites, right? So and then one other thing we do for marketing is we actually do review video commercials.
Yeah,
so
how
we
do you do that?
That's pretty cool. We work with a production company, and we have models shot on green screen already, and we keep adding more models all the time. And then we literally take the front of someone's business and lay it in just like the model's right in front of that business. We then take the review and animate it just like it's on an iPad, like someone's reading it there. And then there's lower thirds and all this stuff, right? And at the end, there's a clear call to action to call that business. Here's a great 5-star review from a customer. We'd like our next one to be from you. Give us a call today if you want to experience the same thing. Right?
Awesome. And then where do you send out that video? That's great.
Oh, YouTube, Daily Motion, then put it out on Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere you can, so you get the video on YouTube and then you get it everywhere else. So that's kind of the next phase of marketing for reviews are video review commercials and any type of video testimonials are another great example.
Yeah.
I was just talking to a friend of mine that runs a video company yesterday about that.
Well, I just said it before, you're brilliant, but you had mentioned last time something about video reviews, and I thought, yeah, but how do you get a customer to turn on their camera and talk? So that other method, that's really smart. I love that.
Yeah. And by the way, for reviews, if you want to see our review feedback page, ours is at Subsilio. It's SUBSILIO reviews.com. That's where we send customers. We also customize it for if we have one of our clients does a lot of webinars and does a lot of seminars as well. So we're creating a page just for her webinars and her seminars. So it has the feedback at the bottom, but different surveys. Hey, what'd you think of my webinar? We have some additional pages depending on events and things like that for customers too. That's why it's cool to have surveys and you can have unique ones for whatever you do.
Oh, and at the survey, that is so smart because you can give them a gift for that, whereas you just can't for review. Oh, you're so smart. I knew you were the right person for us to talk to about that.
And the final piece is management. We talked about that last time. That's more the alerting, reporting, analytics. You got to know where you're coming from before you know where you're going.
Yeah. How
many reviews do we need to get the 5 stars? Where are we right now? We want to make sure we alert on any stuff that might sneak around us. Third-party side if we don't know about it. We want feedbacks to go to management as well. So that's the management piece of it, right? It's still important, but it's just one of 4 quadrants. It's just the reactive side and knowledge side. There's 4 quadrants, right? The first one, as we mentioned, starts with getting a culture, and that's what we call the create side, creating a culture around reputation, right?
Okay.
Once that culture is established, the training's in place, and it's an ongoing process. It doesn't happen magically or overnight. You start it, and it's still going to keep going on, right? Next piece is build. So first is create. Next piece is build. That's where you have the tools and technologies and systems to get reviews, email follow-ups, phone call follow-ups, heck, even business cards with QR codes on. There's a lot of ways to get feedback and reviews, and then follow up to get reviews on third-party sites, right? The third piece is marketing those reviews to get more customers. So that's the third quadrant, right? That's where we put them on reviews on Facebook, 5-star reviews, sometimes 4, but usually 5 on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Convert them to pictures, put them out there on Pinterest, on Google Plus. Get them everywhere, right? And then the final piece is the management. That's the reactive side. That's the alerting, analytics, executive reports, weekly reports, alerts on third-party review sites. by the way, I think we mentioned this before. You can't create a Google alert
Doesn't
to
work.
do this stuff because people are not going to mention your name if they're on your Google Plus page. They're just going to say, Bob did a great job or didn't do a great job. That's what it is. So
Never go back to this store. They weren't going to say, never go back to Cat's Closet. They're going to say, never go back to this store. So
exactly. So that's a final, which is manage. So it's create, build, market, and manage. And so anyone that says they do reputation management only, I call them old school. They're back in 2000, right? Yeah. That's been around for a long time. Reputation marketing is combining reputation management and brand marketing together. So your reputation is your brand, because at the end of the day, everyone knows reputation matters. And that's one of the things that we've been saying for a while now. Reputation matters.
Okay. Right? And you made an offer at the last offer. Can we make the same offer again?
What did I do last time? I think it was a reputation analysis. Yeah,
yes, right? A reputation analysis.
Yeah. So normally $197 to do this.
And well worth it.
Well worth it, right? I mean, we're going to take a look at your reputation, figure out where you are, give you some strategies to get you moving forward to where you want to go, and give you some ideas for that. So that's, everyone's customized because everyone's different, right? Yeah. So that's why it's only $197. We'll do it at no charge for your audience as well. You can go to our website at Subsilio, SUBSILIO,
spelled it out over here.
Consulting.com.
Thank you, Denny. We really appreciate you coming back for our audience. Guys, if you do nothing else to take action from this video, please take Denny up on his offer for a free reputation analysis. You may not know what's out there. You may have a half-eaten caterpillar story out there, or you may have a tire story out there about how wonderful you are that you could really use.
Oh, and I've got to put I need to put I got to give a stat because E-Rated,
yes, we need
they're going to want me to give a stat. So I'll give you a couple. There's some from front page of this, right? So I'll give you 4. So 87% of people trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations.
Wow.
This is right local. And that number, keeps going up. 72% of customers trust a business more when they have positive online reviews. 92% use the internet to find a business or service. That's kind of like duh.
92%. That's really high, though.
Yeah. Huge number. And finally, 88% read online reviews. So that's according to Bright Local in 2014. It's just going to keep going up in 2015. There'll be another survey here in the spring. So
absolutely. It's amazing. Everybody's online. And like we said last time, how are you going to find a dentist? You're going to go online. You're going to Google dentist in Batesville, Arkansas. Yep. Yeah.
That's
awesome.
it.
All right. Thanks, Denny. Thanks again. Subsilio Consulting, guys. If you do nothing else, check out your reputation. Thanks, Denny. Bye-bye.
Thumbs up. Thank you.